Fans of Horus Heresy, Legio 20 and getting hold of miniatures that are out of production, thank you very much for joining me for a sample review of something quite different and a bit unusual. And what we've got here is a packet that's come all the way from Novosibirsk in the Russian Federation. Now, pardon my pronunciation. I can't roll my R as you're supposed to with saying that, but that's the best I can manage. And what we've got here is a model that's been sent to me for review by Blackmarket Miniatures. Now, I've done a review on one of their products before, which I bought from them, which was the out of production Gideon Law Inquisitor miniature. They approached me a couple of months back and asked if I'd like to do another miniature review. I was very interested to do it, and well, we've got a miniature in this packet. It's a really, really cool miniature. It was an event-only miniature that Pauldron made, and it's been out of production for several years now, so you can't buy these things retail anymore. And that's something that Blackmarket Miniatures does really well in, well, recasting them. So let's take a look in the pack. So here we go. It comes in this very nice little card box. It's a nice sturdy card box. I mean, it's not a big miniature, so these are exceptionally well packaged, and what we're going to do is have a look. So there we go, blackmarketminiatures.org. Now, Blackmarket Miniatures, they do reproductions or recasts, if you will, of lots of out of production models, and I think they offer a really valuable service to us gamers by doing that. But that's not what really attracts me to them. As you probably appreciate from watching the channel, I place a high emphasis on production quality of resin miniatures, and it's important because resin casting is not a, shall I say, a straightforward mass manufacturing thing. It takes real skill and technical expertise to do well and consistently. As I found with my Gideon Law example, the casting quality was absolutely stunning. There's a little bit of a spiel there. If you'd like to have a read, you can do. And then we have some packaging, and I spy with my little eye something beginning with, well, those of you who listen to the intro will know I said Legio 20, and that of course is the Alpha Legion, and this is the event-only miniature from 2015, the Alpha Legion Delegatus Autilon Skorr. Now, I hear you in the comments already asking, why oh why Leaky Cheese have you asked to review Autilon Skorr? You're an Iron Hands player. Well, this is true, but it is going to be the year of the Alpha Legion for a couple of reasons. The first is we have just recently had news that Alfarius is close to production. So I was at the open weekend back in February, and we were shown pictures. There's recently been a preview on the Warhammer community website. Yeah, we're going to see some Alpha Legion stuff this year. And the great thing with the Alpha Legion is you can actually play any troops as Alpha Legion, because Alpha Legion are famous for doing false flag operations and disguising themselves as legionnaires of other legions to sow confusion, disarray, and carry out subterfuge. My other little plan here, this has been forming in my mind, and this nicely formed part of it, was to get a few Alpha Legion people that I can drop into my Iron Hands force. So if I want, I just say, right, so I'm playing Alpha Legionnaires masquerading as the Iron Hands today. And having the opportunity from Blackmarket Miniatures to get hold of Autilon Skorr just fitted that perfectly, because Autilon Skorr is a really cool HQ choice, and he's a Delegatus. Him plus Alfarius, that little project is good to go. So let's take a look at this model. Autilon Skorr is a resin miniature, as you can probably appreciate already. Let's take a look around at this. Now, if you read Blackmarket Miniatures' webpage, they don't just take models that are out to production and reproduce them. They also go to the example they got and they clean it up, they fill imperfections, they take away mold, seams, all those sorts of things, and clean the model and then cast off that. And the casting quality is absolutely stunning, I found. And essentially, I mean, the Gideon Law, there's no cleanup required, it was perfect. So I'm interested to see if we see that here as well. I mean, you can see from the master model there's a little bit, maybe a remainder of where a mold line was. I give that a little sand. Maybe just a touch there as well. I'm very pleased to get this because I didn't get the opportunity to buy it back in 2015, so you're looking at very high prices to buy original examples off eBay. And that's, you know, for me, a company like Blackmarket Miniatures really has something to bring to the table by giving us a chance to buy at a reasonable cost. And I think this miniature, I don't know, was it 12 or 15 euros? I think it was 15 euros. I'll leave a link in the description to the web page and also the price. I mean, it's about that. On eBay, you're probably looking at 30 to 40 pounds to buy one of the original ones. You've got two advantages as I see it. You've got a reasonable price point and you're getting a figure where you know that there's no quality issues as well. And they're making these so they can replace any faulty parts as well. If you were to buy an original one and it had some bad faults, well, the only option open to you is to rebuild those. You know, you can't go to Forge World and ask for replacements on a miniature that they don't make anymore. It's beautifully done. I'm just trying to work out what mark of powered armour he's wearing, and perhaps we'll gather that as we go along. I mean, it's got separate knee pads, so I think it might be a modified and heavily ornamented suit of Mark IV. And here you've got this kind of like this bas-relief motif of these two serpentine skulls on his chest. And this loincloth as well. Yeah, beautifully cast. Very, very nice. The resin is clean and dry. What should we do next? Well, let's have a look at his helm. We can test fit this as well. So he has this very animalistic and rictus face mask on his helmet. There we go. He's quite disturbing looking, and the Alpha Legion like stuff like this. And he's got a plume as well. Do like that. Another reason I like this model is it puts me in mind considerably of some of the ornate medieval armours. Helmets they have. I mean, I live in Leeds in the United Kingdom, and we have part of the Royal Armoury's collection of arms and militaria in the city at a large museum, and they've got this fantastic helmet. It's kind of like this face design helmet. It's very ornate, and this sort of thing puts me in mind of that as well. So I do appreciate the design cues that are being used there. Maybe a tiny little bit of a mould seam to clean up there on that earpiece. Otherwise, that's excellent. Let's move on to his arms. He has this large and very ornate power weapon. I think it would have to be a power axe, wouldn't it? I'd have to find Autilon Skorr's rules. I can't actually remember. I've only maybe read it once, Autilon Skorr's rules. Perhaps someone in the comments could mention. I think it's a power axe. I don't think it's a paragon blade. I don't think you could get a paragon blade as a Delegatus, because of course a Delegatus is a centurion in the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness arm list, a force orc. But you pay for a Centurion, you pay a Delegatus upgrade, and it then gives you the ability to take rights of war for your legion. So it's kind of like a bargain basement praetor from a point of view of overall force buffing. They're great force multipliers as opposed to straight out combat characters. So yeah, it's got that axe. And then this is the bit that really puts the emphasis on the Delegatus, is he has his hand outstretched with this baton of command. So let me see if we can get that, there you go, without the light. A little bit of cleanup here and there to do. This might need a little bit more cleanup around here. A little bit of a seam or something to do there, maybe a touch of filling. But I'm being very picky to get that out, because when you look at this, it's very crisply moulded and the resin's nice and dry, nice and crisp. Right, so then got a standard Mark IV power pack. So yes, he is wearing Mark IV armour. That looks all good. Yeah, that's going to attach on like so. And then we've got two Pauldrons. So what we've got, oh wow, look at that. Gosh, that's like a winged death angel, isn't it? With a serpent intertwined with it. Wow, he's got this large vambrace on his Pauldron as well. Blimey. That's impressive, that. And then finally we've got this second Pauldron, which is somewhat more plain. It has a vambrace again with these pyramidal armoured studs sticking out. But you could put a Legion insignia onto that, or maybe something equivalent. That would suit that well. And then finally we have a holstered pistol. It looks like he is armed. Oops, it looks like he's armed with something that's escaped. I don't actually know what this guy's armed with. Now let's see if I can work out what this pistol is. Is that a bolt pistol or is it a plasma pistol? Another time for a rules check. That's nice as well that you get is a pistol holstered as well. I'm not sure which side. Oh, maybe that flat area is a flat spot to mount the pistol. Ah, does it go like that? Or does it go like that? I don't know. I'll find out in due course. And last but not least, we get a round 32mm base. There you go, which is perfect. So there you have it, a review of Autilon Skorr. as recreated by blackmarketminiatures.org. I'd just like to thank Vladimir at Blackmarket Miniatures for sending this to me for review purposes. I do appreciate that. Absolutely beautifully cast miniature. Hardly anything to do there. It's pretty much just ready to put together. As well, as you can see, there's no keys and no gates to take away. This is pretty much just ready to build straight out the bag. I hope you found that an interesting review of this fascinating model. And finally, to finish up, I would like to hear your views and opinions on this miniature in the comment section. Please do share your thoughts and observations. I'll be interested here as always. But other than that, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.